All right, let's do another video. This time, I'm going to go over my settings for the DD2 and the motion platform for Dirt Rally 2. I think I've finally got settings that I'm really enjoying. The wheel, feel like the tires are on the track, and the motion platform feels like the car is flying off the track. Is about to. So, good mixture of feelings, and I'm really enjoying it. So, give these a shot. Let me know how they work for you. There'll be a video attached at the end that shows an example of them. So we'll start off with the DD2. So I've got my maximum steering angle at 1080. I do have soft lock on in the game. Overall force feedback strength I have set at 50. I've messed with going 40 or 45, but I've tweaked some of the settings to reduce some of the smoothing. And so I've upped the force feedback to 50, and that feels about right. Any more, then it's a little bit too much. You can crank it down just a little bit. I just felt 50 was good for me. Natural damper, I have set at 20. I went up to 25, and I found out that when I had to go around corners and turn the wheel really fast, it was a little bit of a hindrance, a little bit too hard. So I moved it down to 20. I do like to have a little bit of it to give me a little bit sense of force feedback, and I like 20 is about right. Natural friction, I have set at 3%. So that's usually around in the middle of the wheel, around the center. I like a little bit of feeling there, so I've added a little bit of friction there. Force feedback interpolation, I usually set this to 6, 7, or 8 on other sims, but for rally racing, I really wanted to feel the jolts and the track. I know Dirt Rally 2 usually doesn't have the best force feedback, but it's better. With these settings, I don't know if they've made changes or what, but it really feels a lot different. So setting of 2, I can really feel everything. I don't go too much, not too less, and so it feels really nice. Force effect intensity, have that set at 90, which I do for most games. 100 is almost too much. I wanted to cut out the big jolts, so I put it to 90. And then every game force effect strength is 100. And then the spring, the damper, pedal vibration, and vibration strength, I don't think those are used in the game, so don't really worry with those too much. The last one is the brake force. I do have my pedals attached to the base, so this is nice. I like this setting. That way this really determines how hard you got to press on the brake pedal to get full amount of force, and 10's about right for me. That I'm still playing with, but I really like 10 so far. So that's my settings there. Like I said, it feels like the tires are on the track. Everything just feels really nice with it. So now let's go over to the motion settings. So these I had been using TJR Sims version for about 4 to 6 months, and I really liked them. I enjoyed them. And then I tried out the new 299 version of the software, and there's a bug that they're working on that they should fix, but it made all these settings really dialed back. So all the settings that I had for his profile, all the motion was gone. And so I cranked those up, and it still didn't feel right. So I went back to version 297. And then I thought, well, let me just play around with some of these things. And in one of his videos, TGR Sim said, what you need to do is set this overall intensity to 1, and then set everything else off, and then individually crank them up, drive, and see what it does. And that way it gives you a better sense of what's going on. And that was good advice. There's still a couple of them. I'm still a little unsure what was really going on, but after I did that, these settings made a difference. And the biggest setting, some of his is actually greater than mine, like bump intensity. But the biggest difference is in the motion post-processing. And I'll get to that in a second. And I found those made the biggest difference. So for this screen, we got overall intensity of 1, bumps intensity of 1.7. I like to feel the bumps, just not too much. Body roll gain, you don't really feel left and right when you're going down like a straight and narrow track. You do a little bit with these settings, but what I really like about it is when you go up like on a side of a cliff or side of a hill, not really supposed to, of course, but when you do that, you feel that lean, and I really like that lean, and it's not too exaggerated, but it feels really good. Vertical G-force gain, that I really couldn't tell much. I just kind of left it at 90. So I really can't remember what that was doing. longitudinal G-force gain. So that's kind of when you press on the brake, you go into the pedal, you put it on the accelerator, you kind of go back in your seat. Most, like when I'm racing like a set of course or something, I really like that low. I don't like that feeling. It's almost too much. But this one in Dirt Rally 2, it doesn't really have that great an effect. So I kind of leave it at 1.25 to get a good setting there, but it's not overly push me into the pedals and things, push me into the wheel and things like that. A lateral G-force gain. Once again, this is another one I really couldn't tell what it was doing. It kind of says like G-force, and what I felt was when I moved this setting all the way up to the end, it's like my seat was tilted all the way frontwards, and it just didn't feel right. So I'll back that off to about default, and I'm just leaving it at that. Weight transfer bias. This is kind of goes in consort with the longitudinal G-force gain. So if you want to have more acceleration go back in your chair, you can set that minus number. And if you want to have more brake going forward, I found that 0 just felt best for me. I don't like too much of that stuff, so that was a good alternative. And I don't do any rev limiter stuff. I don't really like that stuff, so I'll turn that off. It makes everything a little bit too jittery. And so with these settings, the next thing I played with, and it's really difficult too, is this motion post-processing. So we'll go look at this, and it's a little difficult to explain. I just had to kind of mess with it. And so what I found is some of the TGR sim settings, the linearity was like 1.0, 1.08, or 1.3. And that really gives a really quick movement and stuff like that. So you feel the jolts maybe a little bit quicker. But after messing with this, I found out I'm losing some of the sensations that I like feeling. I'm missing some of the, like if I jump over a hill and on a curve and I kind of land and it skids, I actually feel it better with this. I want it to go more one-to-one with what actually the motion is. I want to feel more of that and not just cut it off too quick. I like that feeling. And so this setting really makes a huge difference. I moved this up to 6, and man, I was going all over the place. It was just too much motion. And I cranked it down to 4, and it was still a little bit too much. I went down to 3, and I could feel stuff was a little bit missing. Some of the details I wanted were not weren't there enough. And so I finally compromised, went up to 3.48, which is, I can't get it exactly 3.5. That was the closest it would go. And that feels about right. It's intense, like when I'm driving down a narrow roadway. Man, it's just like, is it going to go fall off? Is this turn going to let me go off the cliff? But it's not too much. I'm not just rambling around all over the place. So it gives me a good balance of the features. The pitch post-processing, I have the same value. Sorry about that. I don't have a picture of that, but it's the same value, 3.48. But anyway, those are my settings. I've really enjoyed them. I've been messing with them for about the past 2 days, and it's really brought life back to Dirt Rally 2. And so now I'm going to cut over to another video so you can see how these work. Try these out, give them a test. Let me know in the description what you think of them. And have a good day, and let's see you out there racing.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 30, 4 left long. Into 6 right, tightens 4 over crest. Into 6 left over crest. And 5 right long, 80. 5 right long over crest, tightens. Into 6 left, opens, keep middle of a long crest. Into 6 left, very long, tightens 4 over crest. 60. 3 right long over crest, 80. Keep left over crest, jump. 100. 6 right long over crests, 40. Caution, 3 left over crest. Into caution, 3 right. Opens 6 long. And keep left over 50. Into turn 4 right. Tightens over crest. Opens long, 60, 6 right of a crest, and dip to keep middle of a jumps, 100, keep middle of a crest and sudden for left long, opens, keep middle of a crest, 60, 5 right, very long, opens 6, extra long, tightens, into 6 left of a crest, 100, early 5 left of a crest long, 100, keep middle of a crest, 80, 6 right over 2 jumps, opens extra long of a crest, tightens, into caution, 6 left of a jump, 50, crest, a jump, and 6 left of a crest, 50, turn, 5 right of a junction, 60, 5 left long of a crest, a jump, 60, 5 right, tightens, 3 of a crest, opens, 70, 6 left of a bump, caution, tightens, 3 of a crest, 80, keep right of a crest and jump, into 6 right of a crest, 100, 6 left of a crest, jump, 150, 6 right of a crest, 50, 5 left of a jump, opens, into 6 right of a jump, 80, caution, 4 right, tightens of a crest, into 6 left long, tightens 4 of a dip, 50, early 5 right of a crest, jump, 70, flat right of a crest, jump, 100, flat left, to keep middle of a jump, 160, slow, keep middle of a crest, 30, turn 1 left, tightens, keep middle of a long flat crest, and keep left of a 60, keep middle of a jump, and 6 left, tightens, 100, 4 right long, 120, 6 left of a crest, jump, 140, 6 left of a crest, a caution slow, 4 right long of a crest, 40, turn unseen, hairpin left, 80, flat crest, 60, 4 right of a crest long, tightens, 80, 6 left, 40, 4 left of a crest long, 50, 6 right, to keep middle of a crest, 70 of the finish, keep right of a jump to stop. Well done.